Well, try to make this video quick. I know I always say that and I end up going longer than I intended, but I'm working at it. It's come to my attention that some of the things I've been teaching are being interpreted as if all you have to do is wish it and it'll happen. And it's akin to that news story, and I don't put any faith in what the news tells me. I think it's biased towards whatever they want me to believe. They work very hard, I think, to change the perceptions of people. But the parents that were reported to have had children that were dying or really sick because they were Christians or some kind of Christian organization, or maybe not Christian, but some kind of religion, and they thought that they could heal by faith. With all due respect to people who believe that, it's ridiculous. There's a reason why there's technology as well as things such as belief and intention and all of that. When we are working on healing somebody, it is wise to make use of technology and to come at it from a whole body approach. It's not just wishful thinking, and it's not just prayer. Now, there might be people out there, Christian or Hindu or otherwise, that can lay their hands on somebody or pray and heal them. And that's awesome, but I wouldn't expect that to be very common. I wouldn't trust very many people that are advertising it. My suspicion would be that most people that can do that don't advertise it and give away their services freely or charge very little for it. And I wouldn't put much faith in people that say that they can do that. I would make full use of modern medicine to the best of my ability if I had the resources and finances to do so. I do not myself, and I don't know what situation these parents were in, but when you're dealing with children, even if you don't really have the money, you really should take extra care with them. I think it's important. And, no unnecessary surgeries. I don't believe in prescription medicine or any of that garbage. I think that there's better treatments out there. In some cases, maybe prescription medicine is all that there is. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know, and I would advise that nobody take anything I say here as medical advice. But you should always make use of the advantage and resources available to you when you're healing. And that is part of the process. We're not just dealing with physical problems here. Now, Louise Hay, in her book You Can Heal Your Life, is more of an authority on this than I will ever probably be. I shouldn't create a negative reality for myself. She is currently more of an authority on this than I am. But she pretty much teaches that anything that happens in your physical body is symptomatic of emotional or mental issues. So you have to heal it from all three: mental, emotional, and physical. So, in my case, one of the things that I am dealing with, I don't know if I can show it to you on this screen without getting too disgusting. There, you can see that. I have a very unmanly term for it, but it's a yeast infection. Yeah, it's gross. And I have managed to stop it from spreading, but I haven't been able to remove it. Now, in my case, there's a cream that if I could find my prescription card and I had the money, I could go and buy the cream and put it on there. And that would be part of addressing the physical aspect of it. And yes, that is in this case using a medication, but it's not like a pill or something that you're taking with a whole bunch of side effects that are worse. That's what I'm referring to when I say prescription medication. I don't think that cream that you use for this, it's an antifungal, very powerful antifungal. I don't think that has any of that kind of stuff. I'd have to research it, I guess. But as an example, anyway, I could use that and that would help with the physical. But it also needs to deal with what is my mental viewpoint of this. And that's what I've been working on. Is I see myself as healed, and I try to spend time visualizing my skin as it was before this thing came on it. And that's part of it. Part of it is eating healthy. I know that starch creates sugar in the body and yeast feeds on sugar, so I have to cut my sugar intake down. And I'm kind of grateful for it, actually, because it's kind of a warning. I'm borderline diabetic, so having this tells me, hey, you have too much sugar, cut it down. So it's like a warning system. So I appreciate it. And that changes my viewpoint. That's the mental aspect of it as well, that I changed my diet to deal with this. And it's not just there, it's all over me. But anyhow, that's the other part of it. But the one element that I'm missing, I haven't been able to track it down yet, is the emotional. There's something in me that is causing this. This is a physical manifestation of some kind of negative or low vibration emotion. Cancer is hatred, bitterness, anger. That's what cancer is in the body. And AIDS is probably guilt and shame and fear and who knows what else. And so on and so forth. Any physical ailment you have is related to an emotional component of some sort. And so you've got to heal it from a whole approach. You have to figure out, what is it in me or in my beliefs or whatever. What is it that is causing this? You've got to try and figure out, what emotion might be behind this, what it is that's making you have this on your body, this symptom to occur in your body. You've got to figure out what you're eating in your diet. You've got to figure out what you can get from medicine, and that's the physical part of it. And you've got to change your mindset, which is the part that I've been constantly teaching and harping on in most of the videos I've been doing. And as you've got to visualize it and feel as if it was healed. And the best way to do that is to think about it as when the disease or whatever it is that you're fighting was not in your body. How did that feel? It's not so much trying to imagine something you've never felt. It's more effective to remember how it felt before this. But if you've had something you've been fighting all your life, then that's probably different. I guess you have to use your imagination then. But you can use one or the other, imagination or memory, or both maybe in some cases, of how this would be if it was healed. And that would be a powerful way of tapping into that and restoring your body and dealing with the issue. But it's 3 levels. So it's not just wishful thinking. It's not just manifestation and intention and belief. That's just one part of it. And as I alluded to earlier, the news and the media work very hard, and I made a blog post and I posted to Facebook about this, to color our perceptions. And the question is why? Because if what I'm telling you about your beliefs and your intention and creating your own reality is not true, then why are they spending so much money and effort and time into coloring our perception and keeping us within a certain viewpoint of reality and enforcing reality as they want us to see it? Why are they doing that? So it's a good question to ask yourself. My answer is, of course, that it is true, but remember, it's only part of it. A physical ailment is just symptomatic of emotional and mental issues as well, because you are not just a physical being. There is an energetic component to you, and that energetic component can get ill just as much as your physical component can get ill. Even if you don't believe in a soul or a spirit, you can trust me when I say this. There's something that drives your body that's not just physical, and that part can get sick. And there's something that drives your mind that's not just your brain, and that part can get sick, and you have to deal with those illnesses because they will manifest physically in your body as some kind of a sickness. It could even be life-threatening. But you should take full advantage of modern medicine. Try to avoid prescription drugs as much as possible, but if you have to take them, then you should take them. And that's basically all I wanted to say. See you in the next video.